Es lunes! Hashtag MLS SAP, and that means two things. First, we both hit the snooze button repeatedly this morning, and you've come to me, Andrew Wiebe, for your MLS Weekend Rewind. Let's get the Week 10 edition rolling with the first ever Hudson River, Empire State, Garden State, Big Apple, Red vs. Blue, I mean Black, Bronx/Harrison Derby, where the banter was plentiful, the third rail got up and down confused, and NYCFC showed us all why they tried so hard to play down the rivalry last week. That's because they're just not very good. Not now, anyway. Behind two BWP goals, including one down a man, the Red Bulls showed David Villa and company just how far they have to go to compete in MLS. Look, Jason Kreis conceded that after last weekend's loss. Here's the quote of the weekend, though, from Villa, who came off after 68 minutes and gave his manager a frustrated eye roll in the process. Quote, "We've hit rock bottom." Rock bottom, folks. The blue side of New York has now lost 6 of 7, and Friday's home game against the Fire will mark exactly 2 months since their last and only MLS win. So when does Frank Lampard arrive again? Maybe Ali Curtis has a few notes to spare from his 300-page team-building opus. Toronto FC, meanwhile, were waiting for the opening of the revamped BMO Field to really get their season going. Then they came out and sleepwalked through a 2-1 loss to Houston in front of the weekend's biggest crowd, 31,000 strong. Until they prove otherwise, and it's been 8 years and counting, TFC gonna TFC. That is to say, they'll drive their supporters to the brink of insanity. Reds fans, please self-diagnose in the comments section below. But hey, at least Giles Barnes gave all of the neutrals something to cheer about as he made Michael Bradley choke on his exhaust before setting up the winner. Look, he does this sort of thing every week, folks. And at number 3, let's just take a moment to celebrate the current MLS era. One with an absolute glut of South American playmakers pulling strings like Geppetto on a weekly basis. First up, Diego Valeri, who found himself back in the Timbers 11 at long last after tearing his ACL, and he wasted no time making goalkeepers look ridiculous. That's a good finish, sir. Cascadia colleague Pedro Morales, meanwhile, got himself a goal and an assist this weekend. Then he did this, what armchair analyst Matt Doyle called and one mixtape material. Not to be outdone, FC Dallas's Mauro Diaz is making that bizarre layoff a month ago look like a stroke of genius from Oscar Pareja. Speaking of genius, check out this scoop assist to Blas Perez. Moving on to number 4, which not so coincidentally is the number of goalkeepers currently on the Union's roster, we turn our attention to the sad state of affairs in Philly. There won't be 4 for long, though, unless Jim Curtin decides to put me between the posts, and that's because the Union boss finally said out loud what everyone has known for months about Rice and Bowley, that the Union never should have signed the Algerian in the first place. Quote, "He and I have a difference of philosophy right now," Curtin told Philly.com. "He's not going to play any more games with us. He has a contract, so he'll be training by himself, separate from the team." Ouch. Double ouch, considering Philly and on-loan stand-in Brian Silvestre dropped a 3-0 result in Vancouver on Saturday night. Not counting the Impact, who've only played 5 games, the Union have the worst point-per-game average in MLS. Oh, and their next 4 opponents are the Eastern Conference's elite, meaning it's not likely that this is going to get better anytime soon for the Union. Finally, I'm stepping away from the field and breaking out my admittedly limited dance moves. You better just be glad I'm not singing. For number 5, after Dwayne De Rosario officially announced his retirement via What Else Instagram this weekend. Dude is an MLS and Canadian national team legend, a North American lifer who proved you don't have to go too far from home to become the kind of talent that does the seemingly impossible on the reg. So long, D-Ro. The rewind ends with a robot in your honor.